Hello and welcome everyone. Okay, I admit it, I enjoy anime from time to time. So I thought, why not make an anime show where I list the animes I watch now and my top 5 tips of the month. So this month I have gathered a few animes I have been watching. I am gonna rate them, and I'm gonna rate them on action, I'm gonna rate them on character, and I'm gonna rate them on story uh, out of 10 points each. And let's see what anime gets number 1. Number 5. Number 5 is an anime called A Place Further Than Universe. It is a weird anime because I don't usually watch these kind of anime. Uh, the story is about 4 girls, and basically they're in high school, and they want to do, or the main character want to do something different with her life. She feels like she's wasting it, and she meets up with this other girl, and together they decide they are going to Antarctica. Weird, right? And on the way they encounter different characters, and eventually they maybe go to Antarctica. It's a really beautiful anime, really good characters, and good story. So therefore I will put it on number 5 on my list. And if I'm quickly gonna check my ratings here, I've put 0 on action because there is no action on this. On story, I've put 10 because it's a really good story. A breath of fresh air in my anime watching. On characters, I've put 9. They are not the most interesting characters, but they really show the character specifics, and you can really feel for each and every one of them. So that is my number 5. Number 4. Number 4 is also a different anime that I usually watch. It's a mech anime. The anime is called Darling in the Franxx, and yes, they ride mechs together with girls steering on their asses. I'm gonna show you this. Despite this weird thing, it is actually a really good story. It has amazing action, and the characters is really interesting. There before I have put action 7 because it's mech action. It's not the best of action. It's not ninjas, but it's still good action. Story 8 because it is a good story. It's a really mysterious story. You don't get the whole story at the same time because you discover more and more about this weird world. It's an apocalyptic world where humans live in societies protected by this mech that only children can use. Characters, I put 8 because there are some characters who are not that good, but it is the main character and another character that get introduced pretty soon in the story. It's really interesting. And yeah, that's my tip number 4. Tip number 3. It is called The Outcast. It is originally a Chinese anime, but in pretty late times it got into a Japanese series, and it improved much on the, what can I say, the visuals. The story follows a young student. He's going to university. His name is called Cho Soran, and one day he goes to visit his grandfather's grave, but he gets attacked by zombies. All of a sudden there comes a girl wielding like kitchen knives and slices up all the zombies and saves him. Later on she takes him on, and he gets involved in this weird world where the outcasts are like, what can I say, people with special skills, and it's a lot like ninjutsus, like ninjas, but more Chinese, like samurais and stuff like that. It's really interesting, and the action is amazing in this. The fighting, hand-to-hand fighting, is really, really good. What keeps it down in my eyes is the characters. The characters isn't that interesting. We have a few that are really, really interesting, like this mysterious girl that we meet. Soren himself is a little bit of a lame main character. He doesn't care that much, but he's good in heart, like most of the main characters in animes. Still, I'm gonna rate this a 9 in action. It's not the best action. It's not Attack of the Titan. Attack of the Titan is 10 action because it's the best. Story, I've put 8 because it's a mysterious story. You get involved and you want to know more. Characters, 7 because I didn't really like all the characters. Some are really annoying. That is my tip number 3. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is a new anime that I really, really enjoy. It is called Black Clover. Black Clover is based in a medieval world-ish, and the story of this world is that it was attacked by demons a long time ago, but suddenly there was this very, very powerful mage. He killed the demon king and he saved the world. And after that, more and more people practiced magic and became magic knights. And almost everyone in this world knows some bit of magic, like household magic, farming magic. Not all that much have very powerful fighting magic. When a boy or girl turns 12, 14, 15, something like that, a certain age, they get elected to get their first grimoire. And their grimoire is a thing that really makes them can use magic more. And the story follows 2 orphan boys that grew up in a church. One of them is called Asta. And the thing is, he doesn't have any magic. He really wants to become the magic king, but we're gonna turn this off. But one day when they get their grimoire, he still gets a grimoire, but he still can't use magic. Really interesting thing, because he really fights hard, he trains his body, he really, really wants to become the magic king. But somehow this grimoire that he gets, this is a little bit of a secret. This grimoire can help him to become the magic king. Also, we have his brother. We don't know if they're blood brothers, but they grew up together. His name is Juno. And Juno is a really powerful mage, really from a young age. And he knows wind magic. And when he gets his grimoire, he gets a very special one called the 4 clover. And that grimoire also has a lot of secrets that makes Juno really, really interesting. These both brothers are rivals, and they both want to become the Magic King. And it's an interesting story where their journey starts from more or less nothing, and they get involved and trying to become Magic Knights and try to get stronger and stronger and growing into guilds. And it's a good anime, you should watch it. Ratings now. So, I rated action 9 because it's really good hand-to-hand combat, the effects on magic are really interesting, and it's a good fighting style. And story 9, it's not perfect, but it's a really good story. Characters, sadly enough, 7, because Asta, as I mentioned earlier, are really, really, really fucking annoying. But Juno is a good character. And there are other good characters in this story, in this anime, but its characters are its worst part. The story and the action is the really good ones. So that's it for my number 2. Now it's time for number 1. Number 1 is an anime that recently started sending their third season. It is called My Hero Academia. and it's a really good anime. I enjoyed it already from the first season. The story involves a young boy called Izuku Midoriya. I had to check with my little sheet note here. He's also nicknamed Deku, which means like bad or stupid or something like that in Japanese. And much like in Black Clover, humanity has evolved like mutants, and almost 80% of the world population have some kind of quirk. And the quirks are more or less like superpowers. For a few years back, some of those who got superpowers used it to do evil things like villains, and some of them started to become heroes, taking down these villains. And there before, a new profession was involved, and that profession was to be a hero, like a superhero. And Izuku Midoriya really wants to become a hero, but he doesn't have a quirk, much like Black Clover. One day, he gets into a lot of trouble, and somehow, I'm not going to tell you how, he gets a quirk from someone else. And with this quirk, he evolves and he really tries to go into the best hero school called My Hero Academia. And in this school, he starts to learn how to use his powers. He meets a lot of new friends, and there are also some villains trying to take down the biggest hero, All Might, he's called. And it's a really good story. It's really good action, and there are interesting characters. So there before, it is my number 1. We're gonna take 10 on action because the action is amazing. They really pay attention to details. The effects on their superpowers are really good, and overall, amazing action. Story 9. Because I have seen more interesting story. We get told a lot from the start, but it's an interesting story to follow. Characters 8 because a little bit like Black Clover here too. The main character is a little bit of a wuss. He has a good heart, but sometimes he can be annoying. But you still like him, like most main characters. So that's it for my first ever top 5 anime tips of the month with Toby Oakenstream. Hope you liked it. If you liked it and want to see another one of these next month, please hit that thumbs up. Maybe put down a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.